Members everywhere. Adam Hewison here, co-founder of MarketClub, with your midday market update for Wednesday, the 6th of June. Well, is this a rally in a bear market, or is this a major reversal? That's the question on everyone's lips. But we did have some interesting calls today. I want to show you a market that actually gave us a sell signal today on the monthly charts. And that is a very mundane company, but it's kind of interesting. It met the criteria that we look for. And there's all the triangles. Minus 100, and the monthly just kicked in today at 31. Now the market gapped open, so you may want to wait. It's 29.52 last. You may want to wait for a rally, come back to 31 before shorting it. But nonetheless, the trend is down. You can see that very clearly, and you have all of your ducks in a row lined up. So let's clear the screen off and go to our next market. But before I do that, let me just clear the screen, go to our next market. But before I do that, let me just show you tonight. We have Ask Market Club TV. We actually have a show tonight. You can call it 410-867-2100, extension 129, and leave a question for me or for the show, and we'll do our very, very best to get that answered. Or you can email marketclubtv@ino.com, and you can email a question in. And that could be any question on stocks, futures, precious metals, Forex, ETFs, you name it. We cover everything on Market Club with our trade triangle technology. That's what makes it so special. So let's go back to our markets and go to our next market that we're looking at. That's going to be SARA Lee. I love SARA Lee, but look what happened today. We had a signal at SARA Lee at 20.22. It's 20.56 last. So you can actually sell it at a higher level, but nonetheless, everything still remains negative on this market. Now, it's a good rally, of course, from the lows, but nonetheless, this is a signal to go short SARA Lee. And oftentimes, you can get a signal and the market will come back, but generally speaking, you'd want to take this signal if you want to be short SARA Lee. So, minus 100, all of our indicators are in a negative mode. Right here, you can see that right here, minus 100 right there, and you've got the sort of top that's going over this market right now. So that's going to take an awful lot of work to get over this level. You can see it doesn't move that much. It's a pretty stable stock, but this was an indication. It was a little bit oversold. You may come back up to this level here, but generally speaking, I think if it gets back up to the 21 area, one could sell it and really put a tight stop in over 21.50. That's what I'll be looking at. But there's another market I want to share with you because I think it looks really, really good. And that is, let's go to our next market. And this is American Electric Power. This is a fabulous looking chart in my book. And let me share with you why I like this chart so much. First of all, if you've watched this show before, you can recognize the pattern quite easily. And let me just show you. Basically, you have the so this is the, I always get this wrong because I do it backwards. This is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. And this is the neckline. So you just broke out. Basically today our monthly kicked in. You can see it kicked in at 39.22. It's 39.38 last. This has a really nice chance from going from 37. This is how you measure it, 37 up to 39. I think we're targeting 41 as a target zone just on this formation, and that takes us back up to these areas that it did have resistance before. So this looks like a really good pattern. I think if it's any good, it's going to hold. It should not come down below today's low, which is 40. Excuse me. Let me just get the screen. I have to go back on this to look at it. So let's just say the low today we had. Hold on. The low today we had at 39.41, so I really shouldn't go much below. Excuse me, 38.92 is the low. Let me just repeat that. The low today, 38.92. This market's really good. It shouldn't go below this low. So that was the original buy point. 39.22 was the original buy point. 39 82 was the low for the day, so that's the one to watch. So, hey, that's a great pattern. Looks like it's going to go higher in my book. And let's clear the screen off and go back to our, and let's just look at a little couple of years of this. So you can see it would be testing the high. So this is really, I like the way this is acting. So it looks like a really nice pattern of going higher, higher, higher. It's a power company, so let's take it for what it's worth. So let's go back to our portfolio overall. And we've done the 3 book. Oh, let's just take a look at Facebook. Actually, we'll check Facebook a little later on. So let's go to our first market, and that's the S&P 500. And this market's rallied back exactly 61.8% from the lows that were seen 3 days ago. And we expect, excuse me, the area between 1308 and 1309, 10 will be resistance in this market. We're getting back to an overbought situation. Let me go a bit closer here so you can get an idea. So I really can't get excited about this market other than it's just come from a rallying point. This is obviously a Harami cross we've seen here. The market moved up. It's going to find resistance, I believe, right around the current levels. And we'll be covering this show on the show later tonight. We're doing this midday, so we don't know how it's going to close. But generally speaking, I would doubt we'll see much weakness coming in the market given the content of where we are right now. But basically, you've got the monthly and the weekly still negative. Only the daily, which is the weakest out of all the signals we have, is positive. So that's something to look at. So let's go to look at the Dow. Pretty much the same pattern on the Dow. Had a couple of tight days, big down, no follow through. Boom, we've come back up. The RSI, the Williams RSI, basically is going to %R is going to be in an overbought condition pretty soon. So I can't get too excited about buying this market. If this is a market that's good, if the economy is good, if everything is good, this is going to have a big move, and you'll have lots of time to get into it. Trying to pick the bottom here is like trying to pick the bottom. Let me give you a good example. Trying to pick the bottom and saying, well, is this the bottom here? Is this the bottom here? Is this the bottom here? No. You wait for a turn. When the turn arrives, as it did, you get long. And that's just basically how it works. And this is, even if we go back further, you can see when the market was going down, oh, is this a bottom? Boom, 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 boom. No. Is this a bottom? Boom, boom, boom. No. So you basically have to let the market tell you what it wants to do. And look, we get in here at 8,315 on the Dow, and we get out at 9,835. So we made the fat part of the move. We didn't get the bottom. We didn't get the top. The idea is to catch the fat part of the move. So let's go to our next market, and that's going to be the NASDAQ. Pretty much the same picture there. You can see the recovery. It's going to run into resistance, I believe, right around current levels. And I think that's the thing that we want to watch quite carefully. But the one standout today, one of the standouts today anyway, has got to be the silver market, which really kind of busted up to the upside. And on an intermediate term level, you should be long silver. It kicked in today. Our weekly is 2,900. It's 2,965. And it looks as though it wants to go higher, in my opinion. The longer term trend is not there. It's still short from 2,998. That should basically, you should be out of this market if you're trading on one of our recommended trading platforms in terms of using both the monthly and the weekly. And let's see how that plays out. But also on gold, which we talked about yesterday, that we saw the pattern. When you see a pattern like this, a sharp, let me just get my telestrator on here. When you see a sharp up move like here, this particular day, a very sharp up move, and you have these couple of quiet days, normally the market goes in the upside. We've got 2 of our 3 trade triangles in the green mode, so intermediate term traders should be long from 16.29, and long-term traders should either be short this market or out of the market. It's a plus 60, which indicates it is a trading range and not a true trend like this was a true trend and this is a true trend. So it's just beginning to maybe make that turn. We're a little bit overbought on the Williams %R, which may give us some more of a sideways action as it builds a base. But watch this market very, very carefully. Some great opportunities coming up in the gold market. So let's go to our next market. Next market we're looking at is going to be copper. Copper put in a good performance today. As you can see, we've had this couple of days, tight days down here. We still think this copper market can go lower. We think this is just a dead cat bounce. It's a good bounce, however, but we're going to see this market run into resistance, in our opinion, starting right around the 335 to 340 area, and we're in that zone right now. So I think a couple more days we want to give this market before we get excited about selling it, because the trend is clearly down. Crude oil. Crude oil had another rally up. It's doing rather well. Only our daily trade triangle is positive. Our monthly and weekly are negative, and we're looking for the 86.75 to 88 level, so a little bit higher than here for this market to run out of gas. No pun intended, but a couple of things that you want to watch here is that you do have the major trend is, intermediate term trend is down. Only the weekly right here is, the daily is up. We have a minus 75 score indicating that the pressure on the downside has weakened, and this pattern, if this is a true pattern, we could go like this, and then it's another continuation pattern down to our target zone, which is 80. Now, of course, when we have target zones, we do change. If the markets change, we change, of course. We don't stick stubbornly to anything if the markets change. Now, we're getting back into an overbought situation, which means I think we could see this market maybe go around for a couple more days and then start to move back down. So let's clear the screen again and go to our next market. And the next market we're looking at is the U.S. dollar against the euro, or in this case, the euro against the U.S. dollar. As you can see, it had a little pop here for the last several days. Basically, how we see this market is quite clearly the rally that we were looking for, we talked about yesterday, has happened. We still have a minus 75 score in selling pressure, and we still see this market is going lower. So the key elements in my mind here is the fact that you have had a rally like this, which I consider not to be a very positive indication. If this came down again and tested this level, then went up, that's a different picture. But I think right now that's not a strong picture. You're also overbought. So I think the pressure that was down at these levels is over with, and I think we're going to see a resumption of the downtrend. So we're looking for this market. Now look, 139.69, that's when we're short for longer term trades. It's 125, folks. That's a huge, huge move in Forex terms. So let's just take a look and see how this works. But generally speaking, the weekly is 129.95. It's almost 128. It's around here. And we can easily clear the screen, and we'll just put some of the signals in the last weeklies in there. You can see it's from these levels right here. So let's go on to our next market. Let's clear the screen, of course, so on just 1 second. And there's on 6th of May, 129.95. So that was the signal. And you can see it just went straight down. Very powerful signals, the trade triangle. So really pay close attention to them when they kick in. And we've had 3 signals I shared with you today on different markets. So let's go to our next market. And that's the Reuters CRB index, Reuters Jeffrey CRB. Now this is sort of, I've already got the line in here. We could see this market trade back to the 279, 280 level without too much of a problem. But generally speaking, the trend is down. We've just gotten into an overbought condition, which is right here on the Williams percent R. So I'd expect this market could maybe trade around for a couple of days, and I think it's going to resume its downward trend. But we'll see what happens. But we'll be answering this and all your questions tonight on the show at later on today. It'll be broadcast, but you'll be able to watch it live at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time right here in our studios. So you can call us at 410-867-2100, extension 129, leave a message, or you can email a question in to marketclubtv@ino.com. Hey, I'm Adam Hewison for Market Club. I'll be back later on today at 4 o'clock with a complete market wrap with some new ideas for you to trade. So have a great trading day.